Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is David, Second Comic. All right, I'm gonna do a video about five first appearance in a comic book that is very underrated, has been overlooked, or just I don't know what it is. But I found this five books in my collection. I was just doing some research on the market, on the secondary market. I realized that how low it has been sold. So I just want to make this video on these five particular books that I went through on my collections in the back. Because I haven't been buying not too many comic books. So all I can do is go back and see how they're doing, how they're performing in a secondary market. Secondary market is not something in Instagram or Facebook or any other medium. The only medium that I use to get this very little information that I could achieve during the time that I have is eBay. eBay happens to be the largest comic book shop online. Along with that, it's that somebody that can easily access to anywhere, anytime, long as they have internet or a phone, or they can make a account. You can sell and buy. But anyway, and you guys all know that thing. So I got five books. Then I was very shocked to see how low this key issue. It could be minor, it could be a key, but it's just to a point where I was just mind blown how low or how cheap that this book has been selling. Let's go with the first one here. This is something that I have been started my collection 7 years ago when the Rebirth has launched, and let me just show you. This is Superman number 10, first appearance of this Super Son. So you got the Damian and Jonathan Kent. Really great story when they first did their solo story. Um, and when they did the HBO Max animated series, I kind of loved it, but just somehow the whole dynamic, I liked it. I thought they could do more. Regardless, it's the first appearance of a Super Son. Two of the major DC character, father, Batman and Superman, and their son joining, teaming up together and having their own solo series. But this one here, I was surprised that in September of 14 of last month, or this month, September 14 of 2024, it sold for 99 cents in a near mint plus copy. So it's almost like a 9698 candidate by looking at it. But 99 cents is amazing to know that this book was once 15 to $20 when they first introduced that they were making uh, an animated series of Super Son. So I don't know if people have forgotten about it or overlooked it, but it's 99 cents is just to a point where I think this is a great time if you are into this thing to pick them up and just put in your long box and saying that I do have a first appearance of Super Son. That might be the first appearance of Jonathan Kent or Damian Wayne or Superman or Batman, but still, it's a minor key to have, and I think so, in my opinion. But to be sold for 99 cents, I was just mind boggling. So that's one of the five books. All right, the next book that I have is here we are, ASM 365. It's a preview, but it has a 5 pages of preview on first appearance of Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. Is this book in September 26th? It sold for $7.50. $7.50. And as you know, Miguel O'Hara, or you say Spider-Man 2099, had a huge impact in the past Sony's Across the Spider-Verse. He was the main protagonist in that story. And I remember this book was selling for 25 to $30 at one point, regardless if it's a direct was probably 20, newsstand probably sold for a little bit more in a high grade. But check this out. On September 26th, CGC 9.8, it sold for $125. 125. it's just to a point where this book at one point was selling for 200 to 225 when they had the announcement of this book. So I just, yes, the market fluctuates from going high during the introduction of a movie or show, but to go back down to 125, is this the level? Is this the plateau of this comic book? I don't know, but I just was surprised that the last one sold in a very fine to near mint minus was sold for $7.50. Yes, many of this book was published, and this is a newsstand copy, but it's not a near mint copy. But still, to a point was sold for $7.50. It's just to a point where if you don't have this in your collection and you would like to have a first appearance of 2099 Spider-Man, make sure one thing, make sure there's a poster inside that is being drawn by Mike Bagley. But yeah, I think this is a good time to pick them up now where nobody's really speculating anything because the speculation has passed. I don't know. Um, the last three book is to a point where, all right, I can kind of understand, but why has gone down. All right. The first one is Astonishing Tales featuring Kazar and Doctor Doom. First appearance of Bobby Morse, later becomes a Mockingbird. This book here in September 17, in a very good. So I'll be looking at about probably what, 4 or 5 grade, $4.25. $4.25. The very fine to near me mine is sold for $45.59. This was back in September 13. So high grade goes a little bit higher, but I remember this is one character still has a lot of meat on the bone because she was in Avengers Age of Ultron, along with she was in Hawkeye, the TV series, which I love. And she was Bobby Morse, considered her as a Hawkeye's wife, and she had kids. And she has been working with Shield, and her story has not been completed. You know, it's still going. It still has a leg. She can later becomes a Mockingbird in the next Hawkeye TV series. I don't know, just speculating, but still to find out and on a very good on a mid grade $4.25 raw, in a high grade so for 45 and 59 cents. It's crazy to a point where this book was once selling for over $150. So you think I'm not pulling numbers off I keep track of what has been sold during the hype of the show and now, the month of September, right? And everything all the numbers that I get and information is all done by eBay. So the past 3 months, going back to I guess in June, still sold for $5, $7, and a high grade sold for like $45, $60. This book, I don't know. It's a major character first appearance on a character before she becomes a Mockingbird. So talking about Mockingbirds, the next book I want to be showing you is Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man introducing the newest sensation Mockingbird. So this is when Bobby Morse become a Mockingbird. All right, it's just amazing. This one, the last one is September 22nd in a very fine copy, $7.50. So you got $4 to $45 in a high grade. Then you got a high grade of this for $7.50. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here because I have to write everything down. But for $7.50 for a character that might speculating, but still she's in the MCU, not as a Mockingbird, but as Bobby Morse in Age of Ultron, along with Hawkeye TV series. It's just so like $7.50, $7, and you have I don't know if I'm Mick Lloyd, Big Leo. Sorry, I'm butchering the name. But also with Frank Miller cover, and the first appearance of a character is like Gwen Stacy becoming a Spider Gwen. This is like Bobby Moore's becoming Mockingbird. First appearance for $7.50. I said, if I see this in a back bin, I'll pick it up anytime. Which I haven't been doing a lot of shopping or been buying any comic books. So, with that said, I'm just go through my whole comic book right here in the back. Yes, and just to see what the market is doing right nowadays. Well, this last one here is not cheap book, but is very attainable. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 37. First appearance of Robot Master, I believe, and first appearance of Norman Osborn, one of the huge protagonists when it comes to Spider-Man, is mind blowing that this book here in September 23rd, right, in a mid mid high grade. So I'm saying probably in a raw now. Um, Probably around six or seven at the highest. Sold for $99. That is crazy for a major character in a Spider-Man universe that is sold for $99. I mean, I love this book. Um, Norman Osborn, yes, had a cameo appearance, but was never told that that was Norman until this issue, that his first full appearance in this issue. If you're not watching or reading your comic book, I said, you know what? If you have it not graded, just look through it and to see what makes sense to you and why the market moving a certain way. But to me is like this five book is just mind blowing that is selling for this cheap. Anyway, I hope you like this video. I think I'll be doing more of this content. I think the next time I'll do it, I'll have my wife join me and give her her opinion or her reaction to what she think about some of the comic book that I do have in my in my collection, and to see what she thinks. And with that, if this is your first time into my channel, please subscribe and comment below and give it a thumbs up. And yeah, help me grow this channel. Um, yeah, and thanks for watching. Until next time, shoot.